Hello everyone, this is the love video for the sign Capricorn for the month of September and also the rest of August. So before anything, and as always, I'd like to thank you for watching my videos, being here, supporting me, and I'm going to explain to you the decks that I'm going to be using for this reading. So I have my regular deck, the Fortune deck, a Message from the Angels, and the Magdalene Oracle. Okay, so this month I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different. What's gonna be different is that I won't be doing the 3 lines together. I'm gonna do them one at a time, and the last card is going to change as well. So it's going to be a little bit more specific, the reading for each line. So if you like, you can think of a line first, or you can wait and hear all 3 lines and then decide which line applies more to your reality. So let's go for the first line here. As always, these readings also do apply for your ascendant and moon sign as well. So I think it's very important to also watch these videos. I think they're as important as your sun sign. So if you can watch all the videos, I highly recommend it. Okay, so let's start here. Okay, so the last card here for the first line. Perfect, so 2 cards have turned over here. So let's take a look at the last card. Okay, Capricorn, so what can I tell you here that you aren't already seeing is that the last card here is the 3 of Swords in reverse. Clearly here, before seeing the last card, I already kind of saw the situation here, and it's the following. In this case, specifically, it's talking about someone who is in a relationship or had been in a relationship that was stable. But apparently, the other individual put you in a love triangle, and day by day, that pain that situation caused starts to diminish and disappear. I wouldn't say entirely disappear. The pain is still there, and that I want to be clear. I say it starts to disappear because the intensity starts to diminish. So it's not that it's disappeared. Obviously, no one is going to forget. That I just want to be clear about, but when the swords here start to fall out of the heart here, that's the moment that someone starts to recuperate themselves. Okay, so the problem here is that it seems that this person that I'm seeing, or for those that this line applies to, who are starting to recuperate, it seems that some of you ended the relationship and told the other individual that, you know, this is over, whereas others I see that stayed in the same relationship. But this card is telling me that this person wants to return into the relationship, wants to have a new relationship again, but I see that you no longer trust them. So that's the 9 of Wands here. And obviously, here is the reason why, which you don't trust them anymore. But I don't know. I don't know if it's him who's a water sign. It could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. They could have these characteristics. This is someone who is over the age of 35. They're very tranquil in certain aspects. Someone who waits and sees what's going to happen. And you here are trying to balance this. You're trying to see what can be done, if it's convenient for you or not, to accept them or not. Apparently, I'm seeing that this person caused a lot of pain. Here is the family, and in certain ways it's been destroyed. The card is in reverse, which means unhappiness. And this person, I don't know if they're taking it a little bit lightly, but I see that you definitely are not. I believe that your intentions here, Capricorn, is to even look as far as a divorce. Here, I'm seeing that there's still a process in which you're thinking of what is the best for you to do, especially if there are children involved. And sometimes we need to wait a little bit more to know how to manage a certain situation. In conclusion here, I believe that what you want is to be happy and tranquil. And this card is telling me that you no longer want this person. They've already hurt you too much. You no longer trust them. See, look at these cards. It says, I don't love you and I don't trust you. So if you want to be happy once again, here is the solution. But here this person seems that they return not directly to say that they want to start a relationship again, but I believe that there's going to start to be, they're going to get a little bit close once again to the family if they had distanced themselves, or if you distance them. Or if I see that if you're still together, they're going to try and get even closer. So that will depend on you, what you decide. But I don't see that you're in the predisposition to restart this relationship with them. I don't think that'll happen yet. Well, yeah. So it's as I told you before. Here, these cards are talking to me about messages that are worrying you. Obviously, here is the house, which is in reverse. So if you look at these two cards, so this that happened, yes, affected a lot of people. And you need to make a resolution and pick a path. And I don't believe that you accept this person back into your life. I believe that you've already had enough. You no longer trust. And here it's very clear. And I don't see you wanting to relive this experience. I hope that some people, if it's in your best interest, that you say yes. But I see that in this relationship specifically, something has been broken, something very important. Okay, so let's take a look here at what is going to happen with the second line. Okay, so here we have the last card, which is the Ten of Wands in reverse for the second line. And in certain ways, this is talking to me about starting a liberation, recuperation process to feeling better about yourself. And here we can be talking about getting to know someone. In this case, the cards are talking to me about a fire sign, so Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, or someone who has a characteristic that is very dynamic. Someone who, I don't know, likes to have fun. When you, for example, say to them, let's do this, you know, they're in agreement with you. It could also be that in their, at some point, had kids, because here I see the Empress, which is a person who can be a mother or a father, but it's someone who, what can I tell you? I feel that they have a good attitude, a good spirit, someone who's fun, someone you can have a good time with, someone that you can I feel that you can achieve something great together. That's what I'm trying to say. In this case as well, specifically, and that's why I've been thinking here a little bit, it can also be the relationship between, I see two women in this case. It's not going to be for everyone, but it could be that there are two women. And here, one of them wants to grow the family, wants to be a mother or adopt a child, or whatever the case may be. Here I see that there's a celebration. In this case specifically, I see celebrations because apparently here I feel that this case, so the maternity in this case specifically, has been waited for a long time. I believe that one of you did not trust that the other individual would want it, and you thought that this would not be possible. But I think that at the end here, this situation happens. So whether it be adoption or having a child, it can also be for a couple, a man and a woman as well. Whichever the case may be, whoever would like to adopt a child, it will happen, or whoever wants to have a child, it will happen. I see that there are so many messages here that I tell you sincerely, my guide is telling me that they're telling me so many things at the same time that it's almost confusing me. We have the first message here, that it's two women who want to adopt a child. They've had some difficulties because it seems that in certain cases, the partnership did not meet the requirements of what they needed, so to have a certain amount of money or stability, etc., etc. You know, the process seems to be very lengthy and difficult. It could also be that it's two men as well, or it could be a heterosexual couple. So that is the first rendition that I have here, the first message that I'm seeing for you. The second one, I want to just lay these out clearly so that we can know what we're dealing with. I see a relationship here with a man and a woman in which the person already has children. So that's different in the sense that you meet each other in a place where you're going to have fun, so a happy place, so there could be dancing, music, food, etc., etc. And at the beginning, both of you, neither wants to give the opportunity to the other individual because you're coming from a situation in which you were the ones who gave most to the relationship, and you're scared of opening yourself up. This relationship, at the beginning, starts like a friendship. So you have a good time, you call each other, you talk, whatever the case may be. And this relationship starts to evolve and transform every day. Okay? So that's the second one there. And now this is the third, and I apologize, I've been receiving many messages from my guide. So this is the third option, which is a relationship between a fire sign and you, Capricorn, and obviously is not progressing because you no longer trust the other individual. You feel that you no longer have common interests. You are the only ones who put any effort into the relationship because the other individual, instead of wanting to be with you, all they do is to go out and have a good time, and you no longer want that in your life. Okay, so there is also the very last situation where you no longer want to have a relationship and you want to go and have your own family on your own. So that's what I'm seeing here. There's someone who wants to take the future into their own hands and doesn't want to wait for anyone. And you know that nowadays that is possible, where you can, if you want to have a child, to do it on your own, you know, with certain requirements, you can do it. So that's what I'm seeing here, that this person has waited a very long time to find the right person, but since you haven't found them, you've decided to take matters into your own hands and achieve it on your own. So, Capricorn, I apologize, but I just see that there's so many messages here that I need to tell you all of them. So let's take a look here at what the fortune cards tell us. Yeah, so here it's almost as if the waiting is over. And if the other person does not want to take this trip with you, you will do it on your own. Yep, this is very simple here. The wait is over. Each individual knows your own case, what this is referring to, but let's take a look at the third line and see what we have for you, Capricorn. So let's take a look here. We have some extra cards. So this is the last one here. Okay, so here it can be for someone who is from the Nine of Cups, who has been waiting for good news to come their way. And here I see you, Capricorn, waiting for something, and something is missing. Something that makes you happy. And here I see there's someone who really has the intentions of being in a relationship, but you want a relationship that is serious and stable. Here this is telling me newly that you are dealing with someone who is a fire sign, Aries, a Sagittarius, or Leo. And this person really, when this King of Wands in reverse, I see it does scare me a little bit, because this person comes and goes from anyone's life. It's someone who feels the right, I would say, to come and go when they please, reintegrate themselves into anyone's life. And obviously here, this is causing unhappiness, and it's telling me here that it's a cycle that never ends. And truly, it's not that this person comes and goes because of love, but, you know, they feel that they have the right to enter and leave your life when they choose. And here it's telling me that, Capricorn, you're going to make a decision here. It could be even that this person is already part of your past, but in some way they continue integrating themselves in your personal life. That's what I feel. And in some time that you may have been a couple, but it could have been, you know, and this may be happening because you have children or common friends. But I see that this person is always looking for a way to come back into your life, to give an opinion, to pass a comment. And it's almost like you no longer want that. And you are going to make a decision here. And I believe that you are going to try and finally distance yourself from them. So let's just take a look here, see what the fortune cards say. Yep, so it's, as I said before, there are two cases here. It could be that this person, you know, continues almost as if they're still with you. And another scenario is that they're interfering so much in your life that they may actually be interfering with your current relationship. In either way, you need to try and stop this person, because I feel that they are one of those people that writes messages to you, that they call at all hours of the day, that if you have children together, they're constantly asking questions over things that, you know, don't need to be resolved immediately. And all of this is causing a lot of conflict in your life. And despite that you want to not have this person in your life, it seems to be a little bit difficult. So let's take a look here. What is happening, Capricorn? We're going to look at a card from the Oracle and a message from the angels as well for all of you. Yeah, wow. So little children is the card that we have here. And let's see the angel card. Communicate clearly. And I believe that, yes, this applies a lot. Here it seems that there are a lot of misunderstandings. So the first card is little children. When given paints and a brush, a young child will automatically express and portray images of the people and things that he or she loves, and then enthusiastically explain who and what everything in the picture represents. Children have no preconceived ideas about how they should express themselves. They just do it naturally and spontaneously in any way they can. You could benefit by adopting a similar attitude at this time. Let go of all your hang-ups and express yourself freely without judgment. Express all you have stored in your heart. You can express yourself in a myriad of ways. Verbal expression, journal writing, painting, drawing, music, and dance are but a few of the ways in which you can effectively express your feelings and emotions. This will help you clear the emotional blockages that have formed over the past few months. You will regain a newfound sense of enthusiasm for life, and this will filter through to your work and relationships. Okay, so yeah, I believe that, yes, there's definitely a blockage here. And in the 3 lines, there was a certain blockage here. So we do need to express ourselves. And if you don't want someone in your life, you need to express that. There comes a point where if the person does not understand, you know, it's... And this card dictates that. Communicate clearly. There are some people who don't understand... when we insinuate things or when we try to get them to read between the lines. You have to be clear. Okay, so this situation requires very precise and careful communication. Don't assume that others involved understand what you want or need from them. In-person discussions are preferable, but if that's not possible, make sure that your communication method is very thorough. Okay, so this card can indicate that there has been a miscommunication that is creating a challenge for the parties involved. By clearing up any misunderstandings, you can heal the situation so that everyone can start moving forward again. Okay, so it can be that the other person, you know, to make some exceptions here, maybe aren't doing it maliciously, but they don't understand that you no longer want a relationship, or that you don't want them to be part of their lives on a day-to-day life. So sometimes to some people we need to almost write it out for them so that they understand, and that's what seems to be the case here. And I think that you also, Capricorn, needs to express yourself in a way that you feel comfortable, because this says that this will liberate the stress that you've had over the past couple of months. Okay, so I hope that this message helps you. I know it won't apply to everyone, but to some people it might. Thank you very, very much for watching my videos, and if you need a private reading, please write to me to my email, ameliatarot13@gmail.com. Okay, and if you like my videos, like them, you can leave me your comments. I do read all of them. Thank you again, and I wish you the best of luck.